Well, we're right there. Hey, everyone. So tonight we're going to talk about 80s movies, masculine things, action packed. We're all going to do something cool. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Right, Vincent?
Yeah.
You happy, Michael Moore? I mean, Tom, you're in the video. You're in the intro. I know you were bitching, complaining about it last week. You're like, I didn't see it. I was like, I had technical problems. Welcome to Man-O-Rama, the 85th episode. I always want to say, welcome to the 85th annual Oscars. Nah, screw it. 85th episode, we talk about 80s movies and how they made us men. We're going to go around the table and see how everyone's doing. Vincent, how's your week been?
My week has been relatively okay. No major issues to deal with. Basically, maintaining the status quo, so I'm good.
Nice. Tom.
Busy working on publishing a book, almost finalized, waiting for the proofreader.
Excited for it.
Yeah, I am. So big time.
Nice. Ordy, you're in the back, in the dark, all by yourself.
Aw,
Looking at where Circle K you want to go to next.
Well,
How's your week?
generally, yeah. That's good. I went back to work after my long recovery and feels pretty good. It's still a little slow, but God, the smoke from the other side of the Sierras is killing me. You know, I noticed it for the first time in the intro. I think you and I have the same ear protection.
Ear protection?
The ear protection you're wearing when you're shooting.
Oh.
I think I have those.
Ooh. They're nice.
So, yeah, they are.
I like them.
Anyway,
I was like,
no, I'm doing great.
That's cool. Jason.
For bang sick.
Well, I am doing pretty decent. A lot better than I was earlier because I have the coof. So I had a
So the
lot
flu.
of fun. Yeah, to a certain point, yeah, it's a flu. So it's been really irritating, but my throat is better. I can breathe again, and yeah, I'm just a lot better now. So other than that, I'm really, really happy.
Nice. And we have a new guest, Robert. How's your week been?
It's been all right. Good, working hard, but I'm still pissed off about all the Olympic stuff from Friday. You know, all that crap. I'm a sports nut, so I kind of watch a few of the events. But no, you have to do woke shit, and so going woke, I canceled the Olympics. No watching it for me. Done.
Yeah.
Boycott that crap.
This is pretty gay.
I don't know. To me, the Olympics kind of went downhill once they started allowing professional athletes to compete. It kind of sucked the joy out of it for me. So I haven't really watched anything since '84, I think. Other than what you see
having
in
the
news
joke I'm
headlines.
retaining my amateur status for the Olympics means nothing anymore.
Yeah.
remember they brought the NBA in. I was like, what? I was like,
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
just.
stupid. Yeah.
So you probably missed Michael Phelps. That's when I stopped watching the Olympics, right when he retired, because I wanted to see that dude just break the record. I was like, well, I've seen it all. The Olympics can just end. Big whoop. No one cares. We don't care anymore. And then you got like Shaun White go, I'm going to do the same thing, and breaks his back or whatever. I'm like, Vincent, how's your week been?
You already asked me.
I did. I do. I'm
Get
doing
checked. Early
So-
onset Alzheimer's is.
I have to have look. I'm not Biden. All right, get this through your head. My week has been. It's been good. Finished a job site that I'm so glad to be done with. Oh, thank God. That was chaos and anarchy almost. But I did finally see Deadpool and Wolverine. Really enjoyed it a lot. I'm not going to go into too much details just because there's some people who haven't seen it. And yeah, I took the wife out. We went to see it. We were dying laughing. I'll just say that it's a fun movie. Enjoy it.
It was the reason I got the coof is because I went to the premiere before the premiere of the movie in a big event. That's
Look, you're
why I
not
got-
blaming Deadpool that you got sick. All right,
that's
stupid.
yeah.
Yeah,
but
you need to sue Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds.
yeah, I have to,
Made a lot
right?
of
Yeah,
money.
because I'm gonna win. Of course I am.
And then when you do, lunch is on you.
But no, I thought the movie. I'm not gonna spoil the movie, but I thought it just was mid. I gave it a 6 out of 10. It was a mid.
That's good. That's good. That's good. I'm just getting everything ready. I like to try to do everything like secret and like, ooh, no one's knowing. I just say, look, I'm trying to get the next dealy up over here going, whatever.
Yeah, Deadpool and Wolverine was fun and funny, but the reality is that there's not really much of a plot. So
I liked
Yeah.
this one. I did because it was more about Wolverine. It wasn't about Deadpool. Well, it was, but it was
I
more
loved it.
about Wolverine.
I thought it was brilliant.
I like that.
That's
It
good.
actually answered a lot of things.
Mm.
So it's like, I'm good with it. I'm good with it.
The
But
reason Tom liked it is because he saw Jackman's body, just like Deadpool did, and
oh,
everybody
shut up.
else.
You did the same thing
Mm.
too.
No, I didn't.
Whatever.
Not into
Whatever. You're like, ooh, he has the arms.
Not my cup of tea, man.
He's all bulgy like
Oh,
a moose.
shut up. Shut up. Is it because I don't know. I've almost ruined it.
Whoa, I did do one thing this weekend though.
What'd you do?
Remember I was telling you I
Got
worked
new
on some
glasses?
I did some indie filming. Yeah, remember I
You
mentioned
made a
before?
new
Sound is always the most
documentary?
important thing. Oh my gosh, it was so annoying. We filmed
Yeah.
out in the public and
He played
out
games
in
with
area.
Punky Man.
And it was so annoying because you could hear fountains in the background, people, and that's why I always say, like I was telling you, sound. I need a new mic set. Oh, it was frustrating trying to edit that thing. It's like
I've done filming where you have a car with Gary and I. We would film like if we did an interview and there would be a car drive by the lodge. You can hear it. I can tell you exactly what car it was, what engine, what stupid fart noise it's making going by. I'm dying laughing because I knew it. And Gary just gets pissed because I'm the same way. I'm like, God dang it, man, why are you driving now? So, but on that note, we're gonna get into a little fun thing that I like to call
Twitter.
Twitter.
So
Shit.
I like to try to tie in. What I'm trying to do is tying in. Don't be that guy with what the topic is. It's a little bit hard when it comes to 80s movies. That's why we all grew up on 80s movies. They're awesome.
Okay, here it is. Don't be Chet from Weird Science. That's it.
Okay, I'll go
He's
with
an
that.
asshole. Look at his haircut. Anyone with a haircut like that, you know he's an asshole.
But I'm looking in the chat right now. We're not doing any spoilers of Deadpool and Wolverine because we're not. I don't.
Okay,
like to
I'm
do
going to
that.
spoil it, Steve. I'm going to spoil it.
We know the tree dies.
No, he was Kaiser Soze the whole time.
You son of a bitch.
Okay.
But
He goes
I
on to
did-
kill 6 billion people and 41 religions.
I did find some tweets. There's one I had to break it down because of the conversation. It's the last comment in the tweet that we'll get to. But here we just go around the table and we kind of correct these things. And sometimes I've changed it up to where it's not really simping. It's just you said something real stupid. And I know you guys, if you find me simping or saying something stupid, I get it. Half my tweets don't make sense. We understand that. Move on.
We know.
we will find the
Yes.
one with Sydney Sweeney. I know you've been saying that. Come on.
It's never gonna happen, buddy. It's never gonna happen. It's never gonna happen. If it does, I'm dead. But up here we have this one, and I don't know if you can see the bottom one, so I'll read. Oh yeah, you can. Cool. Let me zoom it in a little bit here. Way to go, Steve. Let's figure this out. And you can't see it. Cool. I'll just read it from here. I don't even know what this person is. People have really dumb names on Twitter. I'll just say that right now. So if I get your name wrong, I'm not sorry. You pick the name, deal with it. This person said, that's unfortunate. I followed you for some time now, and I have always enjoyed your takes. It sounds about like me right now. But you're willingly letting emotion outweigh reason. You're assigning a mentality to those that want the lockdown ended. You aren't really interested in their side, not a fan of the new you. Randall said, your child, you looked someone, but now they think differently than you on an issue, and suddenly you don't like them anymore. Poor precious baby. I like that comment. The other guy with a weird ass name said yes, and I clearly articulated why in a rational way, and you call me the child. Grow up, people. People can change. I didn't demonize her. Stop acting like a simp. Okay. Can you guys actually figure out which comment? If not, we can just move on to the good one. Yeah.
Yeah, let's move on to the good one.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna move on to the good one. This one was an easy cake. All right. J.K. Rowling. I like what she says. She said, "So depressing, but here we are." I don't know what the beginning of this is because
probably some activists.
Okay, all you can see, if you look on the thing, it's Keir Starmer is copied on it. So yeah,
that's
it's a shit tweet. She's commenting on.
Well, that gives it away. She said, J.K. Rowling said, which has good tweets. She's hilarious. So depressing, but here we are. This person, now, bear with me. I'm going to go through this, and we're just going to have fun. All right? Because it's the ending that makes it the fun part. Taking part in the women won't... What the hell is that word? Wished?
I think if you try to use a Scottish accent when you
I think she's British.
Let's all channel our inner Sean Connery. Wished.
Taking part in the women won't wish hustlings in Aberdeen tomorrow, as the Scot Tories PPC for Aberdeen North. Standing up for women and girls. Safety is I can't read the rest of the fucking tweet.
I'll finish it.
Yeah, that's good enough. That's good enough.
I'll take the penis mightier for 400.
For women,
better than a tweet, right?
Now.
Hold on, women and girls, safety is non-negotiable. Retweet would be most welcome. Why the hell would you put that in there? But here we go. It's app 1921. That's who we're focused on tonight. Okay. All right, guys. And so forth,
We're focusing on a launch code.
Yeah. Taking up a gym class would be more productive.
Okay.
The guy wins.
Yeah,
then this guy. No, sorry, it's Brad. That's who we're thinking of. She hasn't attacked anyone personally, and all she has said is that she'll be attending a hustings. God, man, I thought I had bad spelling. In favor of protecting women. This guy, Uno, someone, get a better name. He said she's not gonna shag you, mate. # White Knight. Out of this,
okay, a hustings is what we call I had to look it up. It's like a political meet and greet.
Oh,
okay.
No, this is about candidates in Scotland.
Okay. But what do you guys see the problem with all this? With Brad, that's who it is. Because the other guy, he pretty much said, I think a gym might work more. But what do you like, Brad?
That's good enough for JK. I mean, she did nothing wrong. She's an opinionated woman. I respect the hell out of JK Rowling. Like, she's not afraid to speak her mind.
No, Brad is
she has plenty of money. She can't be canceled, and you got to respect that.
Yeah.
Well, no, Brad is actually defending the other chick.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's defending the other girl. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
okay.
where it is.
He's simping for the other chick.
I mean, Brad has
Yeah.
a point. The guy's got to. I mean, as a shit poster extraordinaire myself, who is not afraid to take the low road.
Well, that's true.
Giggity.
Mm,
I mean,
Cheers.
basically, the dude's just kind of the dude who. I mean, she's in support of JK.
Hmm.
Dude's being a dick because it's Twitter and he's a launch code. And this guy's, I mean, he's making a point. She's not going after anyone, but also that wasn't implied by the shit poster either. See, this is Twitter just being Twitter. There's
Mhm.
Context.
Yeah,
And
Yes.
everybody
nobody
wins.
wins because everyone's a loser.
Exactly. Thank
So
you.
get out your safety scissors and a circle of paper.
Well, it sounds like the
You're
Yeah,
all
What?
winners.
question. This Gillen girl is
Yeah.
so the app 1921. The guy who said the gym class thing has another tweet later on. He says that she's attacking other women personally and suggesting she instead focus on herself is not an attack. So basically, he was joking around with her because she's attacking other women.
Mm.
And this other guy, Brad, is just kind of taking it too seriously and,
Mhm.
and not understanding that he's just funning her because she's attacking other women.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
a joke, not a dick. Don't take it so hard.
Yeah.
Here's the other thing.
Um,
This is the issue when it comes to white knighting. Here's the issue, and it comes across the board with everyone. All right, we all can agree on this one. You can't get the person's expressions and emotions through a text or a damn
No,
tweet.
not at all.
You can't.
No.
Like if I posted something on X right now, it could be come across, wow, you're an asshole, or you're this, or you're that. Fair
No,
game.
The
Okay.
best way to test this theory is to post a picture of a rock and call it a stick, and then
Well-
use the thread.
You could do that, but it's this idea where I had a conflict with someone, and I even said, I was like in a DM, I was like, look, I'm throwing in the towel. I don't want any. This is all miscommunication.
Hmm.
Like I don't want this friendship to be ruined because what I said or you said or whoever it is. Like, look,
I don't want to end our friendship because you're wrong.
well but it's like it's what I mean is it's we don't understand what the person's saying because we're not seeing them face to face. Like now that I've done this for almost 2 years, you understand. Some people understand the way I talk
Yep.
and how I tweet is literally the same thing, and so you understand. Oh, he means it's this way. It's funny, ha ha ha. And so people are like, "Oh, I get it." I was like, "Yeah, I literally will text and tweet whatever it is the same way I talk to you in person." And it comes out differently. And some people are like, wow, you're an asshole. That's what this is going on. And someone is making a joke, which I think is hilarious. I get the reference because he's all like, you need to do this. And one guy, Brad, is all like, white knighting it. Here's the thing. When you're white knighting it and you're coming into a conversation that you didn't even get a part of, dude,
Yeah, he's
you're
coming in
probably
blind.
across the country, and this Brad guy's probably in America. The other chick is in Scotland or England or wherever in Europe. She's not gonna shag you. That's the other thing. It's like these guys think like, oh, if I do this, it's like, dude, stop white knighting. There's a difference because I've been told I've been white knighting for Gary Ambrosia. No, there's a difference. I'm jumping in on the joke. I'm gonna run with it. I'll defend him, but I'll also be like, hey, I'm gonna put you down on this.
And
That's the difference.
And that's because you've already had sex with Gary, so it doesn't really count.
It's not gay if you leave your socks on.
I told you.
I've never.
That's awesome. I'm stealing that one already.
I told you today it was going to be an extension of last week's episode.
God, I know. Damn, I've never heard that. That's so good.
That's good.
All right, so I think we're gonna
Understand.
get into here. Yes, okay, here it is, guys. This is good.
Oh,
Still a stupid name. Aaron, how the fuck? That's not how you. Okay, R. LeBron.
LeBron.
Okay, LeBron. I'm
Laverne,
fancy
oh,
with
what
my
a
jawlines.
clever name.
Look at me, I'm fancy
Malone.
fancy.
This guy
wow.
says, "This
That
is
guy's
where I want
edgy.
you guys. This is the crop of it all. This is look at the guy with the glasses. Look at this schmuck. A James Gunn wannabe. Who eats
Oh
Krispy
God, I
Kreme
can see
sodas.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Welcome to America, baby. He said Nancy Pelosi, who described $600 as a significant stimulus for working families. I didn't get my $600. Has a net worth of more than $100 million. Now, here's the question I have for you guys. Because there's people that do this. This guy, David Lytle, whatever.
Just call him Little.
All right. Looks like a fag.
Dollar store James Gunn.
Yeah, dollar store James Gunn fag.
Yeah.
He said your misogyny is showing. All right, I have a question because here's an honest question. Where did Aaron say anything that is misogynist?
Not a damn thing.
I was thinking
Not a
the
damn
exact same
thing,
thing.
man.
How is that misogynistic?
Right.
That's
Now,
No,
here's a
that's-
question.
That's like
I
when
have-
they say racist or anything else. It's bait, and I
Yeah,
often take
yeah.
the bait.
Jeff in the
just
chat
for
goes.
entertainment purposes.
Jeff in the chat said his name is David
My golf.
Midle. Well, here's the thing. Okay, here's another question. To correct this, because with Don't Be That Guy, we like to correct things. Yes, we like to make fun of what you say, but we also like to correct. How, if you were David, how would you correct
Not tweet.
beta
Yeah,
male? Not
exactly.
tweet?
Yeah.
That's about it. It's like,
Yeah, he should go outside and touch grass. He's on Twitter
Touch
way too
grass.
much. Touch grass, touch ass. Although with a mug like that, I doubt he could.
He
But
couldn't.
Yeah.
yeah,
Now,
could.
with that hair, you know that he sucks a dick.
Oh, yeah.
There's anything wrong
he
with it.
sucks lots of dick with his
He
ass.
sucks a lot of dick.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Surfing it up.
we've gone down the path of what?
What? What?
Yeah.
What? Hush, hush.
Welcome to the show, pal. Robert.
Yeah, no kidding. Well, with him, I would have said something sarcastic about the supposed insider trading that her husband's been involved in. Her,
Her husband's been involved in plenty more than that too.
yeah. The insider trading relates to her because she passes the bills in Congress and has an impact on that, and passes it on to him, and he has insider.
And then he
trading.
got beat to death with it, almost beat to near death with a hammer by his.
It
gay
wasn't
prostitute.
me. It wasn't me. All right.
This time.
I may have hammers, but it wasn't me. I swear. All right.
They also own like a vineyard and everything too. I mean, it's crazy.
They're called fetishes for a reason, Steve. I don't judge
Yeah.
you.
Well, the city she represents is going to shit. There you go.
Yeah.
And it's all over the
Literally.
sidewalks. Yeah, exactly.
But we'll get into the first question. We're past all that. Don't worry. It's okay, guys.
No more
We're
gay shit.
past it. Yeah. Whatever. You're gonna watch.
less-
You're gonna watch
No fewer
Deadpool.
gay jokes either.
What?
You said no more gay jokes. I said no fewer gay jokes either.
Okay. That works.
Just the right amount.
You know. You know
gotta
what's
find
gonna
out-
happen
find
next
that
week
balance.
once everyone's watched the new Deadpool movie. Every person, because I've been watching Gay Biker Dad, and I text him, and he hasn't seen a movie in the theater since 2018. I was like, oh.
Huh.
I told him, I was like, I don't know if you know this, but they got 4K. He's like, what?
What?
So he's gonna go see it, but yeah, because I know Tom. I always want to say Mike. Tom, you haven't seen the new Deadpool movie, have you?
oh yeah, Friday. Oh, it's Friday.
Oh, you have? You
Yeah,
probably
yeah,
was like, "Hello there, Wolverine."
Oh, just a brilliant film. Just I
Yeah,
can
you
break
were
it
like,
down.
"Well,
We're not going to
hello
go
there,
pop culture,
motherfucker."
but just chef kiss.
Yeah, it's a good movie. Chef Kiss. Wow, jeez, man. We're a heterosexual show.
Are we though?
with lots of
Yes,
with
are
lots,
we?
I don't. At this point, I don't even know.
lots and lots
We
of
just try to help
subtext.
guys. We just try to help guys, and
Dude, this show is like
We
rope.
just help men, gay,
The
straight,
Hitchcock
whatever. Just
movie?
help the boys.
All
Oh,
right,
God.
so we're gonna
All that
get into. We're gonna get
No,
into
it's
the
not even
next.
subtext. It's just text.
Yeah, we're gonna get into the next. The first question, not the next question. The first question. I will go around the table and we will ask. Lost Wonder said $30. $30. That's all I've said. Well, I heard about your story with that, Kishi. So you know what, Jeff, you're on your own. Anyways, of the '80s action films, any character that stood out as a father figure. Now, I hope you all read the questions beforehand.
Yeah,
So you're prepared.
I gave them a brief précis. I did.
I like how you're saying that and you're just getting your cigarette ready.
I had my people read it for me.
Of course. Ordy.
Yes, hi, present.
Yeah. What is your
What's the
answer?
question? Oh, stood out as a father figure. Okay.
Yes, Biden.
Got it. I have three. I'm going to do three in rapid succession.
No, you're not, because you're
you
going to
got-
end up stealing the one that I'm going to do, and then I'm going to call you a cunt, and everything's going to break in, and we'll have a fight. and I don't fucking want that. So pick one, all right? One.
Okay, you know what? I'll
One.
do two because one of them's not
One.
actually 80s.
See that? See that
Okay.
big finger right there? One. Don't make me
Okay.
Harrison Ford.
I
point
love
at you.
these guys.
He does that in every fucking movie too.
That's the finger of doom.
Let's see. He received, yeah.
Anyways,
okay,
Ordy,
Dutch.
continue.
Dutch from Predator.
Oh.
Okay.
Now
Okay.
why?
Because he played the father figure over his whole unit and just through the whole way through. He was very caring about his people in that.
Okay.
Can I add
And
one thing
following
to your
along
Dutch?
with the name Dutch, the 1991 film Dutch starring Ed O'Neill. Excellent father figure. The John Hughes
All right.
film, by the way.
Okay. Robert, you were going to say something.
I was just going to add that for Dutch, he also told the woman not only get to the chopper, but he told her to put down the weapon because the predator wouldn't attack her if she didn't have a weapon. So he was protecting the female as well, and that's a masculine thing to do.
Yes,
to look out
correct.
That's
know,
alpha as fuck right there.
God damn it, Jeff. I wish I had thought of that.
All right. Is there another?
Chat.
Do you want to add another one in?
No, because I don't want to piss Vincent off, even though I'm going to throw
Okay.
it in if he doesn't say it.
Well, here's the thing. I'll say this right now. Whatever Vincent says, if he didn't name any of the things that you picked, I will come back to you. All right?
Okay. All right.
Can we play like that?
All right.
Yeah, we can do that.
All
Okay,
right.
I have
Jason.
One.
You can. I'll give you two. All right. You can pick two if you want.
No, I only need one. Thank you.
All right. Jason.
Oh god, this is a really hard question because that's not what I
If you
really
say
think
Thor,
about.
sweet God Almighty.
If I say no, no, it's not really something I think a lot about. So I had to really think on this question today. It was really
'Cause
hard.
he only
and
got
I'm
an
trying-
hour before the show started.
Yeah, I know.
I usually send out the questions on Monday. Yeah, an hour before airtime, I get the questions.
Because
But
he
no,
asked, and I knew some people were going to come in.
I
All
got the
right,
questions
chill.
yesterday. At least I think I
Yeah.
did.
But anyways, continue.
Usually I
Jason.
don't
Yeah, no,
get the
so-
questions.
So for me, I'm really into martial arts, and I want to say Mr. Miyagi from Karate Kid. He acted like a father. Yeah, he acted like a father, took care of Daniel and all that kind of stuff, and showed him life lessons and other stuff. So for me, I want to say Mr. Miyagi. I'm a big martial art guy, and I know the films. That some people hate them, some people love them, because they are a little goofy, whatever. But I really like Mr. Miyagi and the story and what they did with him. I would say he's a good father figure in that kind of sense. Also, he helps out. To learn, don't be violent, all that kind of stuff. He learns so many lessons that is so great in life, in my opinion. So yeah, Mr. Miyagi, I want to say.
All right. Vincent.
There's only one answer.
What is that?
Juan Sanchez Villalobos Ramirez from Highlander.
Ooh.
Chief Metallurgist to King Charles V of Spain.
Why did I knew you were gonna pick that one?
Yeah, you knew.
I did, and you
Not
know
bad
what?
choice. Not bad
Dude's an
choice, actually.
He's an
So why
absolute
is
Chad.
that?
He's
So
an
why is
absolute-
that?
He's an absolute Chad. I mean, he comes up
Huh?
to this guy. He doesn't know from Adam. Heard, okay, the Kurgan killed this guy. This guy needs to up his game. He needs to learn the moves. So he goes there and he teaches him. He's not afraid to make him look stupid. And then eventually, the mentor becomes the friend.
All right.
And well, not really a friend, more of a father figure, really, when you look at it, because he really got tore up when he died, and especially when he found out that he covered for him and said that McLeod's woman was his woman when they had that incident in the church, and that's when shit went south. But yeah, Ramirez, man, definitely.
Absolutely.
See, I told you I only needed one.
Spanish
There
peacock.
can be only one.
So, Orny, what were
yeah.
your other two? I'm gonna allow it. What are your other two?
Okay, you had Patrick Swayze's character Jed in Red Dawn,
Yep.
and he was actually supplanted by Powers O'Boot's character as the father figure once he arrived on the scene.
Powers
So
fucking
two of
Boot.
the same, right? So it was two in one movie.
Are these a distraction? I just turned the lights on my headset.
No,
That's
No.
awesome. They're going to change colors. Ooh,
that's
nice.
sexy.
You're
Isn't it?
old.
$5, man. Got it.
That could be other things.
No doubt. These things were $5. Wow.
Anyways, continue.
No, that was
That's it.
yeah. Two
So
of
what's
them in the
your other
same.
one?
Okay, I'm going to throw another
just
one out
said.
there. Unless
Patrick Swayze, and then Powers Booth.
going
in
to
the
throw
same
another one
movie.
out there in case nobody mentions it before we end the topic. So I'll wait patiently.
Okay. Michael Moore. I mean Tom.
Okay.
Tom Moore.
There you go. I'm gonna throw one out there. Yeah, Conan. No, Ronald. No, Uncle Buck.
Yes.
Ooh.
I
Another
love
John
Uncle
Hughes
Buck.
film.
I mean, he
gotta
would
give me a
stand
good
up for his
reason.
family. He didn't give a shit, and he would do whatever the hell he wanted. But he had a badass attitude. But yeah, he had faults, but he didn't care. And he'd show his faults. But in the end, he stood up for his family, and remember taking the guy, putting him in the trunk for what he did to the girl, and then just he was just badass.
Here's a quarter. Why don't you go downtown and get a rat to gnaw that thing off your face?
Down off your face.
That was a good movie, man.
That was so good. And John Candy's
Um,
awesome. So
Representing the
Robert.
Syrupians.
Robert.
Okay. So for me, I had a couple, and I was thinking Dutch and Mr. Miyagi that already got mentioned, but John McClane in Die Hard.
You bastard.
Which
You motherfucker.
I think Die Hard, because you look at him and how he cares about the hostages on the roof, gets them off the roof using the machine gun because he has to, because he knows it's going to explode. He's taking care of them. He's strategically taking out each of the terrorists without endangering the hostages as best he can. He's given information to Powell, the other guys, so they have the information on how to get in and do that. And he goes and saves his wife at the end. That's fantastic. The other person I had was, if I can do two real quick, was Indiana Jones, because he teaches you how to think through problems logically and then resolve them. And then the other aspect is that sometimes you've got to make it up as you go along, because it's not always written right there for you. He has that line when he gets on the horse and he's chasing after the ark. So those are two very masculine men that show father-like figures.
Not to mention he was literally a father figure to Short Round.
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah.
I had a second
So-
one. Mind if I say that too?
Yeah, you can.
James Dalton, Roadhouse.
Oh, you bastard.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I mean, he's just so
Roadhouse.
chill and so
That was the one I
relaxed.
was going to use.
Nothing ever
At
bothered him.
Indiana Jones, and now I'm doing the finger.
But he was so badass too. But he was so chill. Nothing. He tried to get
That
nothing.
dude was
get
so
done.
laid back, he was almost boneless. Seriously.
Yeah, exactly. But yet he can kick your ass into, like, man, like, oh.
So, I'm a little bit split on this with mine.
Giggity.
I'm only gonna because I have to look up the names and all that stuff. That's whatever.
That's why it's called show prep, brother.
Yeah.
I know. You know what? Here. Oh crap! Hold on. Talk about your names. I have to restart because just talk about more 80s films. Vincent and Ordy, argue right now.
Well, I could have said Conan or Terminator, but that wouldn't call that a father figure unless you want to kill your kids.
Terminator's a fantastic.
Well,
T2 is amazing.
Oh, dude.
T2 and the T8000.
Okay. In which 80s
Exactly,
film
love
was
you.
Chevy Chase more of an insufferable twat? Caddyshack or Spies Like Us?
All of them.
Ooh.
Because Chevy Chase
Good one.
is an.
I think Caddyshack, because Spies Like Us, he actually did a few things, but
Yeah, I'd agree with that one.
Darth
Yeah.
Vader, is the father of the year.
yeah.
Yeah, true.
Okay, all right. That's Stallone movie of the 1980s.
Best Stallone
Over the
movie of
top.
the 1980s.
When was First Blood? Was that 80s or 70s? I think that was.
No,
First
it
Blood
was
was
81.
Yeah,
81.
First
81,
Blood,
yeah.
easily, in my
First
opinion.
Blood, probably.
Oh,
So
you're
brilliant.
so wrong. You're so wrong, Tom.
We got Rocky
Oh, what
3
do
and
you got?
Rocky 4 in the 80s too. So
Robert, you're so wrong.
What
what?
are you saying?
Gordy? Fucking
Over the top.
Nighthawks.
Oh,
Nighthawks.
okay. Nighthawks was good, but it's not
No.
over the top.
Few things are.
Yeah. Well, you also had Cobra in there, but
Cobra's good. Yeah.
I think the only thing that I really enjoyed about Cobra was Brian Thompson.
Yeah.
That dude was an absolute savage.
I always
Yeah.
like Tango and Cash.
Yeah.
Okay,
Another good
Russell.
one.
Fucking Robert Zadar. That jaw, man. Ah, I could talk about Robert Zadar films all day.
All right. So I think Canadian Spider-Man joined us.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. we
Hey.
can hear you.
Hi.
Can you hear us?
Hi.
Maybe not.
Maybe
Can
not.
you hear us, Canadian Spider-Man? Are you wearing a shirt?
No one can hear me. Are you guys fooling me? You're screwing with me. You can hear me, can't you?
Yeah, we
Nope.
can hear you now.
We can hear you. Yeah.
Yeah,
We
we
can
can
hear
hear you now. Anyways, I'm gonna ask.
Nobody mentioned
Canadian-
Rhinestone though.
Oh,
Hold up, maybe it might show up. Canadian Spider-Man. You there?
I don't think he can hear us.
Oh crap. Anyways, I will give my answers. I have actually two.
Ooh, Stallone and
Uh,
Oscar, Gigadet. Yeah, definitely, but that was a 90s movie.
Yeah, we will allow 90s. Don't worry.
Oh, okay. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I threw Dutch in there.
Yeah. So
Dr. Poole and his elocution.
my first one is because someone said John McClane, so I had to change it real quick. He is the father figure. Hey, can you hear us? You look like a weatherman.
The
You
way
might want to change your headphones. All right.
or the mic.
Or the mic, or you know what, your location.
Yes, move down here, then you can be American Spider-Man.
Yeah. He
We're
looks
gonna
sunburned
be
right now.
Mexican Spider-Man,
Yeah.
which is really just.
Can you
more
hear
of
us?
There, I can hear you. I can hear
Okay,
you.
Okay,
cool.
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 So before I get to mine, because I want to wait until the end because maybe you guys might pick. I'm able to switch up. All right, Canadian Spider-Man. Here's your question:
Yes.
Of the '80s action films, any character that stood out as a father figure?
Oh man. Yeah.
Rick Moranis is not the answer.
Can you hear me
Hey,
okay?
there's George Michael.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm sorry,
Um,
but Inner Space was an action film.
Yes, it was.
Oh, of course it was. Absolutely. I got to say it was from the movies. It would have been Stallone. Got to be Stallone. Absolutely.
Any-
Or
Stallone or just
Stallone or this man, right here.
Bruce
Willis.
That
Bruce
guy who
Willis.
He
can't
actually
talk
did have
anymore?
the dad thing going on in the Seagram's ads.
Yeah. So for me, it's two people. And I know last year I said John McClane. I'm not going to do it again, even though he is the perfect father figure. It is. Die Hard, that is the movie where the guy, yeah, it's downright. That's a Father's Day movie and a Christmas movie. If you want to fight me, let's do this. Unless you're 7 foot tall, I'm out. See ya. Martin Riggs from Lethal Weapon. Mel Brooks.
Yeah.
Mel Brooks.
Yeah.
Not Mel
Yeah.
Brooks.
Come on.
Mel Gibson. He's a little wackadoodle crazy, but he has life skills. It's just I was drawn to him because he reminded me of my dad. I was like, oh wow, he's kind of cool looking. He's got the mullet looking hair, the 80s thing going on. I was like, all right, I could dig it, baby. Also, John Matrix.
Yeah.
That next to John McClane, Matrix was the father figure because he literally made a shed into Swiss cheese for his daughter, and that's pretty badass in my books. It is.
Agreed.
If you disagree, you can just somewhere else. I don't know. Just
So I've
figure it
got
out.
another off the beat one that I'd want to add.
Yes. What is it?
There was a movie in '86,
Caddyshack.
Optimus Prime. You know, he's the father figure for the Autobots. He sacrificed himself for them.
True.
All right, I'll let it.
Good one. Okay.
Chevy Chase.
And it had Orson Welles in
Chevy
it.
Chase. That was a good one. Yeah.
You know what? I will say this right now. Anyone who says Chevy Chase, I've actually met him. He's a dick. He's an asshole.
I've heard
Yeah,
about
but
that.
Clark Griswold.
See, when you were rebooting, you missed my question.
What's your
Clark
question?
Griswold.
In which 80s movie did Chevy Chase play more of an insufferable twat? Spies Like Us or Caddyshack?
Caddyshack.
Ooh.
Yeah.
It was unanimous on that one.
That's
No,
that's an obvious
I said all of them.
Never
Yeah.
seen
Every
that.
movie, especially those fucking movies with Goldie Hawn. Oh my god.
What about Christmas Vacation?
Ooh. That's a
Say
good
it,
one.
Woody.
Christmas
That wasn't
Vacation.
bad.
You need to
Yeah,
learn
but that
your
was the 90s
questions
film.
and be prepared. Yeah, I got you on that one.
No, Modern Problems was just fun, stupid.
All right, then I'll let it slip by. Whatever. Whatever. You know. Yeah. Next question. There's dead silence. I hate dead silence. Jesus, man. All right. Where do we draw the line from fantasy and reality when it comes to being a man? Here's the thing. The reason why this question is up here is because last year Andy gave a good reason about when we watch. Like, we don't really base what a man is on what the movie is. Tom. There's a line that is when we're younger, is when we're like, wow, that guy's pretty cool, all these things. But there is a line, Vincent. Where do we draw the line from fantasy and reality when it comes to being a man?
Well, I think you pretty much just explained it. I mean, when you're a child and you're watching, some action movie on television, you're like, oh my god, that guy is so cool. He's doing all this. He's doing all that. He's beating the bad guys and shit. But as you get older, you realize that it's a movie. You can't do a lot of those. You certainly can go around killing people for no fucking reason other than they pissed you off.
Yeah.
And
Exactly.
you learn as you get older. You learn different skill sets. Instead of going and swinging, you can try to talk your way through a problem. try to convince people to de-escalate, as it were. But yeah, that's about it. It's just a question of learning more things as you grow up, and then you realize that okay, I'm not gonna save everybody from the terrorists who have taken over the Nakatomi Plaza. I'm not
You're
going
gonna be the guy, be like, you know what? Look, here's the thing. I need my donut. I'm gonna go over here. I'm gonna watch some fireworks. But
You're not gonna be John Matrix saving Jenny. It's all about Jenny.
So, using the Die Hard example, you're not going to be John McClane being able to break through windows, climb in air vents, rescue everybody from Nakatomi Plaza, and take out the terrorists. You're probably going to, in real life, it's more like Sergeant Powell, where you're trying to help and get other people involved in what's going on, being somebody who's a go-between, trying to protect people. But then at the very end, when you have to use it, and it's a real-life situation, you're able to use your gun to kill the bad guy to protect somebody. And that's it. That's just that moment at the end.
Sergeant Al Powell was the beating heart of that movie.
Yes.
He was.
And that's more realistic, manly type stuff right at the end with him doing that and some of the things he does in between other ridiculous stuff. That's us too as lazy people. But, it's more realistic because he's thinking, he's encouraging, he's helping bring other people awareness to the situation and trying to help out the situation the best he can. We're not always going to be that hero, that John McClane. Sometimes we got to be on the sidelines like Powell. But when a push comes to shove, you got to be able to trust your instincts and make a move. And when he gets that gun out and shoots the bad guy at the end, that's right there. That's the manly thing. That's right there.
Mike Moore. I mean, Tom. Sorry, you guys look the same. You look like a bunch of transgender old women, like Whoopi Goldberg. Tom. The
like
more I
Axl
make
Rose.
fun of Tom and Michael Moore at the same time, I feel like Tom's gonna pop out of my nightmares and just start beat the living crap out of me.
He's gonna ask you for money. He wants the Michael Moore money.
Yeah, give me that more money.
He's going to fly to California while you sleep and beat you in your bed with a sock.
And I'll make a documentary of it.
And there's not gonna be there's not gonna be anything in the sock. That's the thing. He's gonna start beating me with a sock. A used sock that I had that he
I'm
found.
Canadian. I put a hocky puck in there, eh?
Yeah, good luck trying to get to my place.
And he's going to keep hitting you and going, sorry.
But Tom,
Can of maple syrup.
All right, I'm going to use three different examples.
Okay.
No, you don't want to be like Arnold and Conan. That was one of my favorite movies back when I was young. I was able to see it. I mean, let's be honest. You just slice your head off. He's a barbarian. No laws, no nothing. You just kill. That's a man you don't want to be like. But he was badass. He was amazing. Now I'm going to bring the man up I mentioned earlier, James Dalton. Besides the ending, he's the kind of guy he would think before he would act. That's what he taught the other bouncers. He would teach Roddy, think before you act. That's why I loved his character, because he would resort for the violence last resort. He wouldn't usually go for violence. And he was a bouncer, whatever you would, but violence, I worked security. That's your last resort. That's why I admired his character, because he would try to talk to your people, try to talk them down, whatever, And he's the kind of guy, I think, that he's more of the reality of last resort to go to a fight. The killing at the end, that was, for movie effects. And the third example I'm going to say is a character that I thought was like me. And don't laugh at me, boys. This is a brilliant 80s film. I love this film. I'm Ducky. I was Ducky growing up in high school.
Ducky?
I was Ducky.
Nice.
I was like Ducky. The guy who liked the girl, but the girl liked the other guys and stuff. And I was always just right out there and different. I identify with Ducky myself personally, but I was reality, his character, literally, just the way I was acted and stuff. But yeah, between those two, Dalton and Conan, there's differences. You don't be Conan, but you can be a James Dalton, minus the killing part at the end, because he's like, just use your tact
with a pinch of Ducky.
Exactly.
Use your common sense.
Yeah.
Jason.
I really don't have much more to add, because all these three fine gents all have said the most that I want to say. So,
You got something.
I know you got something there. Throw an axe. What?
Yeah, throw an axe. Yeah. 'Cause I'm a Viking, of course. That's because I'm a Viking. That's what we do. We go and plunder and kill and take over places and steal things.
Yeah.
That's what we do.
Dude,
Dude, I had
he's a Viking.
man.
Ying Wei fucking mom.
I have
sneeze,
tea
man.
up my nose right now.
It's not my problem, man.
I know.
You should be happy it's not cum and it's just tea, man.
I
What?
was gonna say it's better than pee.
Ooh.
Canadian Spider-Man.
Yeah.
You're up.
Yeah, Steve. I would say, and I'll use an example of Forrest Gump. For one example, and the other example I'll use to borrow from Tom, and I'll use this movie right here. Don't
Kid, Mr. Miyagi.
no, not Mr. Miyagi. Danielson. Okay,
Daniel.
both of them.
So Mr. Miyagi.
I loved their characters in the movies, but they were both simps. Okay, guys. So that's fine for them to act that way in the movie.
Wait,
Forrest
Whoa,
Gump.
whoa. Before you get to your thing, how were they simps? Break this down.
Seriously?
I know the
Dude,
answer,
that
but I
needs
just want him to.
To be explained, really?
No, you
okay.
don't have to.
No, I mean Danielson kept getting the shit beat out of him just because some the girl Jennifer, what was her name? I don't know her name. What's irrelevant?
Stupid.
Yeah,
That's her
was
name.
not being treated nicely by her boyfriend, and Daniel, plays the hero and sticks up for her, and he gets beat up a lot, and she falls in love with him. Okay, that's not really going to happen in life, guys. Don't be Danielson. Also, same with Forrest Gump. He was a decent, smart guy. He met the president. He had a lot of accomplishments. He could have got someone much more valuable than a used-up crack whore.
He got Janie.
Jenny that
He got AIDS.
came to him after she was a used-up crack whore, and she needed stability and the simp. And that we see this.
But how does Miyagi?
No, he
Is
said
a
Danielson.
simp.
No, he said Danielson. Yeah, Danielson.
Oh, Danielson.
Yeah,
Yes.
Danielson.
Okay.
From
I knew
this movie.
Danielson was a simp.
But,
Isn't
yeah.
Jenny the most hated female of the
Yeah.
80s?
No,
Yes.
Jenny is one of the
She's
most
the
hated
second
females
worst
of all
person on the
time.
planet after Grandpa Joe.
Yeah, I can. Oh, I hated her so much.
But did
So-
you know that Danielson is also the villain of Karate Kid? But anyways, back to the question.
He is. You're right. From Cobra
He
Kai.
is.
That's correct. So,
He is.
yeah, that's fine, guys, to root for them in the movies. I was cheering for Danielson, of course, and Forrest Gump, of course, and he deserved the Oscar, by the way. But do not be like that in real life, because in real life, number one, you're not going to end up with the girl. You're just going to end up dead or in jail, or she'll turn on you and go back to her man, and the cops will get called and you'll go to jail. That's happened, like you try and play the hero and she sides with him and the cops get you in jail. So don't be that guy in real life. And number two, except for my mom and my sister, very few girls are worth it anymore. I'm sorry. My grandmother's generation, that was different. But nowadays, women are equal and strong and independent. They don't need you being hero and white knight. So they're strong and independent. That's all I'll say.
Yeah, they're strong and independent until it's time to settle down.
So I would correct you, Canadian Spider-Man.
Yes, sir.
You said they're strong and independent and all that stuff. Here's the thing. Yes, women can be independent. Here's the thing. If a woman wants to go and be like, I want to work in the corporate business, cool, do it. I don't care. If that's what you want to do, go for it. But here's the thing. Don't come crawling for a man to fix your plumbing. Flat out. Here's the other thing. Women, yeah, good luck. Because I guarantee you, when shit hits the fan, you wish you had a man next to you in bed at night if a guy's coming in to break in your house. And yeah, because knowing me, guess what? If anyone's breaking into my house, my wife's like, bam, hit me right in the nuts. That's what she'll kick me. That's what she's gonna do. She'll kick me. And then I'll just be like, she does kick in her sleep. It's flinches, whatever. I've been abused, but you know what? Whatever. I will get up, pull out my guns, and be like, "Who's at the door?" Bang, bang, motherfucker.
Exactly.
Click, click.
And I
Orny.
know-
Yes, hi.
Yes, you're present.
Shit,
Biden.
Yeah. The question being, where do we draw the line from fantasy and reality?
Yes.
Basically, the first time we need to have a significant number of stitches after trying to emulate something that we did in the movie. After that,
That's a good
Yeah.
one.
Been there.
that's
literally,
pretty
that
much
is-
when you realize, yeah. But okay, because really, none of us, like using the Die Hard metaphor from before, none of us are going to be picking glass out of our feet after that moment. We're sitting under the fucking table.
Well,
waiting
Canadian
for help.
Spider-Man will.
Game is over. I mean, most of us are going to be Argyle in the limo. We're not going to be John. We're not going to be any of the other people in that movie, but Argyle, right?
Yeah.
So, but when the shit does hit the fan,
No, dude, I'm
we're
gonna
not
be.
the main.
I'm
What's
gonna
that?
be Al. I'm gonna be Al Leong, stealing candy bars out of the.
Yes, I knew it. God damn it! You took my joke.
Hans, booby. But in reality, most of us are going to be Jack Burton. We're not the main character. When we get wrapped up into something like that, we're just along for the ride. You know, it's not our fight, but we just happen to be there. So,
Yeah.
Steve can't be
if you
low
don't
pan.
know,
Too
Big
short.
Trouble in Little China is not
Whoa,
about Jack.
hold up. Vincent was shooting. What did you say?
I said you can't be low pan because you're too short.
Hey.
Right.
Oh, fuck.
No, but you know who that movie's really about, or who the hero of that movie is? Egg.
Yeah.
Egg and the other guy, I forgot his name.
Oh.
Wang Chi.
Yeah, Wang.
Yeah.
They're the heroes of the movie.
Yeah.
Well,
So
so
did I?
his girl coming in from China. So
Yeah. Who did I miss in asking around the table?
Robert, I think.
Robert.
I went. Remember, I said
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Sergeant
So
Powell
it's
with
me.
the gun, baby.
Hi guys. It's me. Here's the thing. Growing up, I always, whenever I watch movies, I had imagination. I still do at some point. I build Legos. Come on. I'm weird. But there's a point we have to come into a realization is the movies that we see, if it's Matrix, John McClane, Riggs, anyone else that I can't think of the names right now, we can't do that. And I had to learn that the hard way is when I went to film school. When I finally figured out, oh, this is how movies are made. And I can't watch movies as much anymore because I know how they're made. The magic is ruined.
that feeling.
That's what it is. It's movie magic. And I'll be honest, there's no way any of us on the panel that can walk through glass barefoot without puncturing something that's going to make us bleed out. It's just
Yep.
not
Exactly.
possible. And I'm sorry, you can't have a Beretta sound like a 45 Magnum. It's just never going to happen. That's the one problem with the movie I have is that gun sounds like a 45 Magnum when it is a 9mm. Good luck.
And a guy gets shot with 9mm and flies 19 feet back. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, when he gets
But
shot with a
it's-
9mm, he's still running towards you.
Yeah. So the best way that I can actually put this question is, and I'm going to pop it up so I can actually double check, is protect who is around you. Because here's the other thing I've noticed about this, being married for a few years now, is, or even dating. I'll say that dating. I'll put it in the friends. I'll go as far as like your friends. Because there's some guy friends that you had in high school and stuff. They're complete bumble idiots. And they don't even know how to do jack crap.
Yeah.
Is the moment you're like, hey, let's do this and this and this. And you're like, hey, I can build a fire. I can do all these things. You're showing some type of masculinity. And with me, I just be like, if I'm at a hole punch range, because we're on YouTube, I can't say the correct term, gun range, and it makes me feel like, hey, I can be Riggs, I can be McLean, I can be Matrix, I can do this. It trains you as long as you realize I'm not going to be able to fall from a fucking 20-story building like in John Wick and survive. As long as you understand I can't do the stuff in the movies, you're going to be fine. That's where you're dividing that line is what you're watching in movies. Hey, that's kind of cool. It's a representation of what masculinity is, what a father figure, what it is to be a man, all that stuff. That's cool. You can take some ideas from it. When you get into reality, it ain't going to be that way, but you can work around it. Robert, what were you going to say? You had your hand up.
I was going to draw also a parallel here also.
Yes.
Kind of into the third question a little bit too. So the one thing that a lot of these movies and these characters that we can take away that's masculine, that we can for sure take away, they're always looking out for the benefit of others. And that's a very masculine trait. That's part of what it means to be a man, is you're looking out for the benefit of others, be it your family, be it your friends, be it with your group, be it just people in society. And a simple example of this was I was with a group of people a couple weeks ago. We were walking back from downtown to a hotel. We had a group of girls with us. The men were looking out for the girls just automatically, just being men, because we were on the periphery. And I particularly was on one periphery where I knew we were going to pass by some homeless people, and I was going to get right between where those homeless people were and this girl's purse to make sure that nothing stupid happened. But that's being man. That's manliness. That's masculinity, looking out for others. That's what you can take from all these movies, at least one characteristic that's common to just about every single one of them, and apply it to your life. It's the well-being of others. That's what a man does.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed on that.
We should just give Robert all the questions. You know what? Screw that.
Right, yeah.
How about we all leave and he just
Yeah.
God damn, dude.
All
That's
right,
a pretty good. All right. See you
Yeah.
guys.
No, but I do heavily
Bye-bye.
agree with
No
that.
Hydra. See you next
And-
week.
I'll let my twin brother jump in.
But no,
That's-
I started to think a little, of course, since I didn't really answer and stuff like that. And no, the thing, I had a little different background and the way I grew up a little bit. So for me as a kid, I always knew that movies were fake because that's what I did teach when I was really young because of my dad. So I always knew that movies were fake. And the reason too is that I didn't grow up starting with Disney movies or anything like that because yes, I'm the youngest here on the panel. I grew up watching horror movies, so that's how I learned that movies were fake. Because my dad, he did teach me that just remember, this movie's fake, blah 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 blah. That it's not gonna happen in real life. So he's the one who did teach me all of that, so I could separate myself from fantasy and the real world. So that's why I have a little bit different experience with that. But I do also really agree with Robert. One thing that I've always, when it comes to movies and TV series, is that yes, I knew I can never do the Force and jumping jacks like Spider-Man and all these crazy stunts. Even though I like to try stunts, but we can do stunts like wrestlers and stuntmen, but we can never be like flying in space, like Superman. But one thing all the characters had in common with superheroes or whatever it is the courage. And the way I grew up, also as a geek and being bullied all the time, and I was I had my dad to help me to get the courage that I have, but also going into movies and with superheroes and just action movies, it helped me to get more of the courage that I needed to get through the days, get through what's going on in my life. And the same with comics, it's a lot of fantasy, of course, but one thing that the comics did teach me was courage. You see certain heroes standing up for the little people, standing up for this, and so I heavily agree with that, with the courage stuff, because that is just the facts. That's one thing a lot of these characters has in common. And yeah, I want to chime on that because I need to start thinking a little, because it's a really heavy questions that I've really not really thought heavily about. So that's why I love being here, because it's like crazy questions that really makes you think a lot on stuff.
See, it's not about who time traveled in fucking Star Trek and all that shit.
Can I bring up?
I can
You broke
say
the rule.
nah.
You broke
Yeah,
the rule.
Yeah.
Whatever.
You did it, not us.
What was it?
Nah.
I don't remember it. Anyways, Tom.
Yeah, just going back to that last question quickly. One name that really stands out, and it's not a film, but it's a TV show. Johnny Fever, a character that greatly inspired me. And when you see fantasy and reality, he's a character as a kid. I was like, I love this guy. He's cool. He's dead. But then you look at him, like he's kind of aloof and kind of. But yet he had a heart of gold. So he was a good man. If you ever followed the show, I loved Cincinnati. I loved that show, WKRP. And that actually inspired me to become a DJ, which is why I get into podcasting too. So, but you look at I see him differently now as an adult as I did as a kid. He's like, hey, it's just a cool guy. But then you look at him now, he's a little aloof, but he would always stand up for what he believed in though, too. And always try to do the good thing, like the time when he found the child and help, and many other good episodes. In the end, he would always try to do what's right, and
fighting the phone cops.
But yeah, and from the fantasy, from the character I seen as a kid now to the reality as an adult, I'm like, he was such a cool guy that always tried to do what's right, and just that was one character that really stood out to me in the 80s and inspired me. Like I said,
as opposed to Herb Tarlick, who already would identify with.
Yeah, but I would have been going after Jennifer, going after Bailey, not Jennifer.
Bailey. Oh,
Yeah.
Bailey was hot. Yeah, totally.
Oh yeah, she was. Yeah, more than Jennifer.
Yeah, big time.
Yeah, absolutely.
So here's
Jennifer
a
was
question.
gold digger.
So anyone who's watching, if you want us to answer a question, I keep forgetting to do this. The only way we can, because I have a bunch of questions loaded up and ready, some that we don't get through, but if you actually have a question on Rumble, you can shoot over there and do a rant, and then you can put in a question that fits into the topic, and we will answer that. So if you want to do a Rumble rant, we'll answer that. Just put in the question. Just don't ask how tall Rancor Steve is. I've been asked that way too many times. I get it. The Munchkins didn't hire me because I was an inch taller than them. All right, guys, we're moving
That's
on.
why he became a elf.
A what?
Yeah, I was thinking the same.
Hey, you know what? They paid. Yeah, they don't pay well.
Yeah, but they paid cookies, so.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? I'm not going to argue. You know. The next question is, what do these films teach us about masculinity? Jason.
We did, of course, mention a little bit of certain stuff here and there, and
Do you want me to move on to the next question? No, I'm kidding.
but for me, again, it is to stand up for others. That's what it is for me, at least. Everybody has, of course, their own view, their own experience, because we're all different individuals. But for me, it is showing how to stand up for yourself and protecting family, wife, whatever it is. And that's what I think a lot of these certain movies can do is teaching you with masculine to be the man who protects the family, because we are men, and we protect our family, even if it might cost our life, but we will do everything in our might to protect the ones we love and care for. And we can see a lot of that courage in a lot of these films, in my view, at least.
All right.
So
Vincent.
Present.
You
Okay.
can't use Orty's line. All right, if you guys want, if you're in the same
Sure you
room,
can.
sure. All right.
We share the
cool.
same
Okay.
brain.
Okay. That's the question. What do these films teach us about masculinity? All right, I'll tell
Yes.
you what these films teach us about masculinity, my friend.
Tell us.
Take for example, one of the greatest films of the 1980s, Crawl.
Oh, thank
Nice.
God!
God
someone
damn, I was
mentioned
thinking about that movie too.
Yes.
Yeah.
If anyone doesn't like that movie, they can fuck off.
I did not hear. I did not hear.
Crawl.
Oh yes.
Oh yeah, it was a good one.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's astounding. The beast
Yes.
comes to his planet, kills Prince Colin's father, and
Nah,
he's king. There you go, Robert, my man. I love you.
I
That's
love that weapon
fucking
too he
awesome.
had. It was just badass.
That is
But
awesome.
continue, Vincent. Continue, because you're tickling my balls, baby.
And Ymir, the old one, comes down from the hills, and he's the one who tells Colin, "Son, get your shit wired. You've got a planet to save." Mm-hmm. And basically, he does. They gather all these guys from criminals and pickpockets and thieves and shit, and they turn them into an effective fighting unit. They find that big, tall, one-eyed guy. I forgot his fucking name, but and he shows courage as well. I mean, he's cursed to. If you haven't seen the movie, he's cursed to know when and where he's going to die. Mm-hmm. And instead of going to that place to die, he goes to help his friends and ends up dying to help them at great pain to himself, or so it's said. And, using his glaive and then his magical powers, he kills the bad guy, gets the woman, saves the planet.
I'm so glad you mentioned that movie. I actually got that for my birthday one. I got that for my birthday one year. My father-in-law goes, "You like a lot of weird movies." I was like, yeah. It is the most bizarre sci-fi fantasy movie.
So good.
And
dude, there's one that's crazier.
What?
Hawk the Slayer.
Oh God, that is.
What about
and it's on Prime.
What about Space Hunter Into the Forbidden Zone?
Ooh.
That one's good. That one's it ticks off my list. It ticks off my list because Michael Ironside's in it. But other than that, it's no Crawl. Or
you want the elevator pitch for Crawl? How do we take Devil's Tower and make it scarier?
And use a little bit of Star Wars in it too, because the bad guys look like stormtroopers. But another 80s movie that nobody ever talks about. I don't know if you guys have ever seen it. Lady Hawk. And you got
I love it. I own it.
Howard. I own it too.
Oh yeah.
But
Jeff was talking about that a couple weeks ago on another podcast.
Yeah. You know who directed Lady Hawk, right?
It's a Richard Donner film, but I don't think he directed it. Did he?
No, he did.
Okay. But first of all, Rucker Hauer's character is a badass. And then Matthew Broderick kind of learns how to be a man from him and from the priest in that movie, which is interesting. So.
It's also, it's a pretty original concept too. You gotta, that was a high fantasy, but also a really cool premise.
Robert, I was gonna ask you next. Was that your answer?
No, I kind of gave my answer last time with the whole they basically you look out for others. That's the main trait of masculinity. I think the other thing about this is the guys are buff, so I mean, take that for what you will. But the other aspect about a lot of these characters is a lot of them they take things in. They don't speak. Their words are meaningful. They speak when they have to. It's not one of those things where they're the talker that talks throughout the whole movie too. They're not the Deadpool.
Yeah. No, that's probably just literally give Robert all the questions. Let's just do that for now on. Jason.
Did you ask me?
I did. I'm testing you. I'm testing you, man. I'm testing you.
I'm not Biden, bro.
Hey, you never know. You could be Harris. So.
Oh hell no.
He's like, fuck. No.
Hell no. One, I'm not a woman, as far as I know, and I have a pretty decent dick, and I look pretty good.
Baby.
And, yeah, but I'm not part of that group, man. That's Tom's thing.
Wait, what?
I'm just kidding.
Tom.
What, Canadian?
Oh.
Yeah. No, I'm not going to go back to Conan because we're killing people and stuff. And Bundy, who's badass. This is going to throw people off. Roy Batty. Anybody knows who that is?
Oh, yeah.
Blade Runner. Now, he's not. He's a character that protected his friends. He just wanted to find out, why do we live? Why is our life so short? People said, oh, no, he killed that, but he would protect the people he cared about, his friends. They were all a small group of people, and he would protect them to find out. He just wanted to find out, why can't I live longer? They only had a 4-year lifespan. He just, why don't give me more life? That's all he wanted. And then at the end too, that brilliant scene that he actually ad-libbed, if I'm not mistaken, too. Brilliant. Oh, it sends chills to my spine. He's seen life of what it meant to him because he's knowing I'm going out, and then he reflected on that, and then that just wow. But his character, he really was just protecting himself and the people around him. He just wanted to, like a guy should protect his family, and then those around you and your friends and those you care about. And that's why his character was so just, and people look at him as the villain, but really he just wanted to live. He wanted to have a normal life like we all do. And he questioned, what is existence? What is it about? Why is time so short for any of us?
I just have one. That's a good answer. I just have one question. Did everyone on the panel tell Robert what movie they're going to pick? Because he actually just pulling out movies left and right now. I'm like, damn.
Blade Runner's one of my all-time
I don't know anyone else.
He's got more
besides
DVDs
Gary.
than 3-year Letterman.
I don't know anyone else besides Gary Ambrosia that has Crawl. I own it. And he's all like, Crawl? And I was like, Blade Runner? I was like, you guys. What the hell?
I've got a video coming out tomorrow about Blade Runner and why I love it. So it was out because I recently watched it. And Roy Batty actually saves Harrison Ford's character at the end.
Yes.
Deckard. And the other thing is that I think Deckard's a replicant. So Roy Batty knows that he's also.
They never went into that. But a question for you. What's your favorite version? Mine is the international theatrical one.
Oh yeah, that one's good. I mean, I've got all of them on this Blu-ray. I mean,
yeah.
I kind of like the final cut because I've got a special tie to it that I'll talk about in a video. Basically, I met Ridley Scott, so
nice.
So I'll go to the next person. But do you know how you really piss off someone about Blade Runner?
What?
You just tell them it's all made up. They completely freak the fuck out. They're like, "What?" I was like, "Yeah, it's all made up."
No, it's real.
Like,
come on, man.
Yeah, and I'm like, whatever. That's I actually did. I was on a stream and I was like, you guys know it's all fake, right? This dude had a complete mental breakdown, and I left. I was just so embarrassed. I don't even know what stream it was. Oh yeah, he had a meltdown.
I mean, it's one of my
All
favorite
I
films,
said
but
is
it's not real.
made up. It's just a movie.
Yeah, why did they dream of Electric Sheep? That's what it's based after. It's like,
yeah. Canadian Spider-Man, you look very anxious right now.
And muted.
And muted at the same time.
Man, you're doing the Tony Stark thing. You're muted.
Yeah.
Oh, there you are.
There you go.
Does Tony do that too? Okay.
Oh, the first episode he was muted and we just roasted him.
That's
on.
awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, no, I'm so excited about all the different movies that there's so. I mean, I could talk about this for an hour, but my credo, my motto as a man is never give up, and 80s movies demonstrate that and will show that to you. Do not give up. Determination like no other time period. And let's Terminator. Sarah Connors, for frig's sake. Terminator. There's one example.
I'll add that in there.
Right? Ghostbusters. These dudes take on literal demons and things from like gods. And
the government.
And the government.
A dickless government.
Not only did they take on City Hall, they were taking on the thing that was trying to destroy City Hall. And Back to the Future. I mean, Marty literally sees Doc get blown away by guys with AK-47s. What is he? He hops in a experimental time machine to go back and change time. Well, he didn't intend. He just wanted to escape.
Yeah, he was just getting away from the Libyans.
But when he got back in the 50s, instead of like cowering in a bush and going crazy, he actually tried to and succeeded. So never give up, right? I mean, Commando, Arnold Schwarzenegger, never give up, right? Those are the movies.
Don't disturb my friend. He's dead tired.
I'm gonna make the Swiss cheese out of this.
That's what you can learn as one of the most important qualities as a man. What makes us men? Why you look at the greatest inventions, the greatest achievements in human history, were men, largely, that did not give up, no matter who said anything against them. Yeah. And that's what the 80s movies can demonstrate to us in spades, like no other decade.
All right. Ordy, if your answer was picked, we can move to the next question. But
No, actually, I've got a different take on this. Yeah. So
Circle K and
the
cocaine.
thing that these movies teach us about masculinity is the things that we talk about on the show all the time, and that's to have every great 80s movie, the protagonist is just an everyman finding themselves in a situation who happens to have a specific skill set to get them through that tribulation. So what we talk about on the show all the time is our various skill sets. I mean, nobody's really cooked their way out of a terrorist under siege. Nope, still not really.
Yeah.
But it's it's all of them were just basic. Most of them. I mean, you take Top Gun and a bunch of other bullshit out of it, but they're just basic dudes who just found themselves in a weird situation, and their skill set got them through it. Skill sets. Mm-hmm. So what do we talk about on the show all the time is broadening your skill sets. So that's my take.
That's a good. Okay, yeah, you stole that one right out. Do you read my books? My journal, my diary.
You got a journal about journaling?
Yes, I do.
How you wish you had more PJs?
It's called "Oops, I Did It Again." Up next is how. So this is the most important thing. This is where we stray away from 80s movies and we actually talk about this because it's pretty simple. How can guys learn how to be masculine from men? And the thing, the takeaway that I take it from is just learn. It's just learn from the guys around you. It's if you're working in construction, learn from them. I know a bunch of people who've been former police officers. I learned a lot from them. That's how, for me, it's kind of reading the room and then just picking the brain from older people of how and what it is to be a man. Because all of us, we have a different perspective of what it is to be a man. And we can learn from all that stuff. For me, it's just picking the brain from someone who's older than you and learning, let me try this idea. Didn't work out. That's okay. I'm going to try this idea. Robert, how can guys learn how to be masculine? Because there's a lot of guys in the YouTube world, Rumble world, Twitch, whatever you want to call it, who watch shows and pop culture things, they don't really understand what it is to be a man. How can guys learn how to be a masculine man?
Well, I actually got an 80s example as well for this, but one of the biggest things is that in life we're all going to fail. We're all going to fail at something, and part of being a man is how do you deal with that. And the movie I was going to reference is Rocky III, because the real villain is not just Mr. T, it's his fear. And so Rocky loses the fight, and he has a fear of losing what he's got. He loses that edge. He loses the eye of the tiger because he's afraid. And he has to overcome that fear before he can face Mr. T at the very end. And in life, the way we can learn from others and learn from other men is learning from our mistakes and how to overcome them and how to make them strengths. You learn from your mistake. How do I learn not to do this again? How do I learn to grow from this? That's part of being a man too. It's learning not to cower or be afraid of your mistakes, but to be able to talk through them, be able to work through them, understand and learn and grow. If you stop growing, then you're just stagnant, and that's not masculine. Being masculine is learning and growing, and learning from mistakes is a big one. So.
Yeah. I swear to God, you can run this show on your own. Ordy.
I don't know. This kind of goes against the how do you learn, separate fantasy from reality in looking at movies. I guess it's kind of to echo Robert, it's not being afraid of fear, not being afraid of failure, because again, most of the great '80s films they had that too. Um, but there's always a downside in Act 4, and it's how you get through it. Basically, it's just going back to what we talked about earlier. Just don't give up. It's like Canadian Spider-Man said in the chat, like in Police Academy, never give up.
Yeah. Canadian Spider-Man, your name got mentioned, so I'm just going to go to you.
Yeah, I'm still muted though, aren't I?
No.
What?
You're good.
What? What?
No. Yeah. I guess the what's really important in learning how to be masculine from other men is, first of all, being open and realizing you have things to learn. So I would say being humble enough and self-aware enough. Self-awareness is something that sometimes doesn't come to some people until they're older, but with self-awareness and humbleness, you can realize that you don't know everything. And just because you have a tattoo and a motorcycle and a 10-inch dick doesn't mean you can't learn from other men that have valuable masculine traits to demonstrate to you, And so be humble, be open to learning, and pay attention. With that in mind, with that attitude, pay attention not only what other men say, but more importantly, what they do and and other people's reaction to that. Pay attention, be humble, and learn from it, and don't assume that you're already masculine enough and you can't learn anything from anyone else.
Yeah. Jason.
Yeah, no, a lot of great answers here, and and I totally agree with Canadian Spider-Man on a lot of this kind of stuff. With being humble, and also with the whole you need to face your fears, and oh God, I need to think, and it's like almost 6 a.m. But no, be open to learn, and also, like I always say, don't be afraid to show your emotions. You're still masculine if you show your emotions. We are all humans, and we men can show emotions. And God damn, all the fucking answers have been already answered, man.
I know, right? Robert took that away from everyone.
Yeah. Fuck you, man. You're tearing me apart.
No, I did not do it. Oh, hi, Mom.
Hey,
yeah,
Jason,
no.
no one has mentioned anything about any of the Star Wars movies yet, so you have all of those to draw from.
No, but for me, it's
putting my
not
finger on it right
movies
now. Hold up.
mostly. It's like not just movies for me. The things I have learned through my life, that is learning to fail, learning to face my fears, learning to stand up for myself, standing up for others, and whatever the consequences, I don't care what my consequences, I could not care less. It's like I said in my song, Follow, that I made to politicians out there. It's that, you can throw me to the lions, but I'm not scared of dying. Because one thing with me, that I'm not afraid to die. I am just not afraid of it. And that stuff, that I learned a lot as a kid was, standing up, protecting others, and, don't be violent before you need to be violent. That's, use your common sense. And when you need to be violent, well, it happens if that's the last resort. And that's the things that I learned from my dad. And as my dad said, I teach him a lot of things too. He was afraid to cry around people until, the first time he cried in front of me. And that was because, a dog is a human's best friend. And we lost our dog to cancer many years ago when I was a young kid. And that's the first time, I did not cry when we buried him, because I already got it out before we did bury our dog. Because I went to say goodbye before my dad, because he was to the store and was going to buy food and stuff. So I went up, to where our dog was lying, And then, I gave him my favorite necklace, and I said goodbye, and I gave him a kiss on the head, and I told him that you're gonna be in a better place now. And that's the first time my dad also cried, and he said, I would never be able to cry if it wasn't for you, like me, his son, because I did open his heart to understand feelings a lot more. Um, so no, being masculine is many different levels for a lot of different people, and a lot of stuff have been really good here with the mentionings. And it's like my great grandmother always told me, and what my father told me after, that just life's too short, make the most of it. And that's how I live every day with my life. So that's what I think, and more I can add to what we talk about.
Vincent.
I ain't got shit. Everybody's already covered it.
I know, right? All right? So, Tom, did everyone cover it, or do you want to add
It
something?
did,
to
but
it?
I'm going to add to it anyway.
Fuck. Get ready.
Hey, Tom, Michael Moore, there's a picture on Twitter right now of
He's gonna make a
Jackman.
documentary about this. Oh,
Perfect.
man.
Yes. And then I can finally get that money. No, it's already been said about failing and realizing your mistakes. I'm going to go on a movie. It's 91, but still, it's another favorite. Harley Davidson, The Marlboro Man. They screw up royally at the beginning, and they're like, shit, what are we going to do? We're going to save. They realize their mistakes. They own up to it, and then they rectify that. They're not afraid to admit they really screwed up. I mean, and then that's the thing is in life, I've screwed up many times, and then that's how I improve and I get better from learning. Okay, this is what I.
That's when you learn. You have to fail to learn. If you don't fail, you don't learn. And that's the thing, that's what, for example, when I did, martial arts and other stuff like that when I was younger, I had to fail to learn. Did I hurt myself multiple times? Hell yeah, of course. But I had to fail to learn to become better. We all need to fail and learn from it, get better.
It's not being afraid to fall flat in your face and say, oh shit, that we messed up. And then, like I said, Harley Davidson, Marlboro Man, they mess up royally. And they have to smarten, to save his place. And, sadly, people die in that one again. A lot of people die in here. But it's, they fell flat. They admitted to it. Yeah, we messed up. And they mess up. Harley Davidson messes up a few times in that film himself. But he has to own up to it. Like, hey, I'm human. Yeah. I make mistakes. That's how I become stronger and better in the end. So, and yeah, it's been mentioned many times. But it's a very important quality. Don't be afraid. You're going to mess up. That's just a human thing.
Yeah. And take what you learn to your family, to your friends, and maybe they can learn, and learn from others too that have failed and listen to their stories and everything like that too.
Yeah.
I have nothing else to say because you all beat me to it. You, Robert.
That's okay, baby boss.
Hey, baby, I liked everyone's answers. Those are great. I have one random question, and whatever Newport.
No, Steve, not even if you paid me.
Okay. No, it's not that.
I'm keeping my socks on.
No. No, it's. I want to go around the table before we get to the tip of the hat. What is your favorite 80s action movie and why? See, it's not that harmless. Don't worry. It's not me coming up behind like, hey, how you doing? No, it's just me asking a very simple question. You all nervous. That's the problem. Jeez, calm down. Canadian Spider-Man, you don't have to sweat about it. It's okay. It's not a tough question. You change shirts.
My head is exploding. There's so many.
You change shirts.
Well, this one has Daniel's son. Daniel's son is right here.
I just realized you changed shirts, and
I did. It
looks like, yeah. Canadian Spider-Man. What is your favorite 80s action movie and why?
Oh, there's so many. There's so many to choose from.
You gotta pick one.
I know, right? Oh God.
I gotta say, Die Hard.
All right.
Die Hard.
Now, why?
Well, because it's just it's everything you want about an action movie. There's guns, there's explosions, there's helicopters exploding. There's spoilers.
There's boobies.
There's boobies. There's sex. There's fire.
Tanks exploding.
There's a lot of glass, a lot of broken glass. There's cars smashing into other cars, and it takes place in a building, and yet there's a car crash scene. It's
There's
amazing.
cocaine.
There is a lot of
There is.
cocaine, yeah, and it's just Bruce Willis,
Fucking love
just
cocaine.
Joe Average, and just turning into just the ultimate hero. Absolutely, Die Hard all the way. Although Ghostbusters is so close.
All right. Ordy.
You know, any day you ask me, you're going to get a different answer because
know.
all of them were so good. So, I mean, right now, I'm going to
I'm gonna
have
say
to.
Showgirls.
Yeah, totally. But that was a 90s film, so it doesn't count.
That counts.
No,
It's
I gotta
action.
go with I gotta go with Big Trouble in Little China. That is probably cinema from the cinematography, the acting, the concept. It's almost a perfect action film, and even again being not high fantasy, but it's enough weirdness in it and enough fantasy and sci-fi in it. Even if you're not into that genre, you're into that movie.
Yeah. Once you
Sci-fi.
start it, you just like, I'm in it.
Yeah.
Mike and Moore. I mean,
It's got
Tom.
That's a hard one. There's two that I really hit in my head. Conan was one of my favorites for the longest time, and I didn't see this other one until it was out on VHS, and that just blew it away. Is Scarface. Just so good. Like I'm going, he mentioned the cinematography, just the acting, Al Pacino, brilliant, and then just the storytelling and lots of cocaine in that one. That's for sure. Gun action,
A hell of a cocaine.
lots of chainsaws. We got a lot of just the pacing and just the ending too. So just
Jeff, your answers in chat are great. Why aren't you on the show?
I love that film. I mean, before that would have been Conan because I loved Conan. I love swords and stuff. But yeah, Scarface. Scarface.
Robert.
So mine would be my second favorite movie of all time, Raiders of the Lost Ark, action adventure. I just think Indiana Jones is just the character that you can look up to, not only as a father figure, but as a man that you want to be. Just how he handles himself, handles all of the situations, handles his fear of snakes twice in the movie, and how he wins the day and saves the girl. It's just an excellent.
Handles Karen Allen.
Oh yeah, Karen Allen's greatness. Yeah.
Jason.
For me, I consider it's still Star Wars, of course. Empire Strikes Back. It is action in it, of course, and I'm a Star Wars guy. So it has to be Empire Strikes Back. That's my favorite movie at the time, and the reason also, again, the cinematic, how they did that, all the special effects, and of course the story. Also, when you get to figure out that Vader is, Luke's father.
What?
Oh yeah! Oh my God! It's such a shocker. Yeah, but no, the whole story with that, and also finally we get to see Yoda. He gets to when he goes to the planet and learns more about the past of the Jedi. It's just so many levels, that the all the movies in a whole, because I could just consider them parts a whole movie, but that is my favorite film when it comes to I know it's not like action. When you hear action, you think about Rambo and other stuff, of course, but Star Wars is one of my favorite properties in the world, so that's why it's Empire Strikes Back. And I do like Return of the Jedi too, but not as much as Empire Strikes Back. Yeah. And the reason I don't like Return of the Jedi so much is basically because of the pacing. I just hate the pacing in it mostly. Story, fantastic, I love it, but the pacing, they need to pace it a little different than I would be happy.
Wait till you get to the sequels.
See, I would have said Blade Runner myself, but I don't classify. That's more sci-fi than pure action. That's why.
I can't pick anything else. I can't pick anything else. Then
Blade Runner is my all-time favorite film.
So Vincent.
Yes.
What is your favorite 80's movies and why?
My favorite 80's movie today would be The Stabilizer. Has anyone ever seen this movie?
It sounds familiar.
Okay. Let me show you something.
Takes place on a cruise boat.
This guy's wearing a mesh shirt. That should tell you everything you need to know. The guy looks like Brian May from Queen and wears a mesh shirt. All he does is go to the Philippines and kill people. And there's a guy who eats a live lizard while being filmed. But yeah, it's
Hey,
on
Canadian
Tubi.
Spider-Man.
Seriously.
Right.
I don't know if
No.
he does in Canada. Do you
I
guys get the Tubi?
He fire
streaming
roasts
service?
his lizard.
Yes, yeah.
You do? It's on Tubi. Look for The Stabilizer and
I
watch
will.
this movie and be absolutely amazed. It is
I'm watching it right after this show.
fucking
No, I have
amazing.
other ways to find it, so yeah.
Thank you.
Well,
I bet you
there
do
go.
there. All right.
Dude, just watch the movie, Steve. Then you'll know, and you will come
Yes.
on. You will log on to X tomorrow and say, "God damn, Vin, you were right, as usual."
I say that every day.
I'm seeing your cooking.
No, you haven't.
For
Cooking,
me,
eh? All right.
no,
Oh, shit.
no.
I was just
Oh,
getting a deck
say,
of cards.
can you
I
not
wish
see?
I wish I was not looking, man.
For me,
What a terrible day to have eyes.
I
Yeah.
know. Oh God.
It
We're gonna
looked
go
at
down that
me.
route. It looked at me funny. Hello, boys.
I don't want to see Baby Yoda, thank you.
For me, it would be dang. It'd be the Rocky movies.
Ooh.
I am a huge fan of Stallone, and there's something about learning from Rocky, the character, of what it is on your down on your luck. You're not well off. It's just keep fighting, keep fighting. It's a reminder of like, hey, life sucks. I just got to keep moving on. It's one of those things. I think I don't even remember what I picked last year. I got to remember that. It's one of those, it's like, yeah, it's all good, baby. Yeah.
Yeah, but do the Rocky
No.
movies have a villain named Rainmaker? Greg
No.
Rainmaker.
No.
Okay, I got a question for you, Vince. Is that a trauma film?
It was distributed by Troma. Not
Okay,
made by
yeah,
Troma.
I found it then. Okay, I'm definitely gonna
Okay,
check
yeah.
it out. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, because you get the Lloyd Kaufman title card at the beginning of it. Yeah, that's it.
Awesome.
Okay. I'll watch it and I'll see
You have to.
if
You have to.
Vincent is right or not. We'll find out. But on that note, we're going to get into one of my favorite segments. Where we go around the table, and I don't pick a name out of the hat. We all pick someone who's influential or has a personal meaning to us.
I think your mic is a little fucked, buddy.
It's
Me?
always, yeah, it's
Your
always
mic
when he
died.
starts the segment that he's like, you get that
God.
rumble thing.
Can you
It's
guys
gone.
hear me now?
We can hear you now. Now we hear
Should
you.
I start all over?
Yes, please.
Okay. So tip of the hat. God damn it. So tip of the hat. Where we go around the table and we talk about someone who is influential, who that we know, or who put a personal impact in our lives. So, Tom.
I can't think of any right now. Move. I'll go.
All right. So we're going to do you next. Canadian Spider-Man.
Yeah, Wayne Gretzky. I would like to talk about Wayne Gretzky.
Oh God. Yes, you spent 30 minutes one time talking about him, but go on.
But you don't even know him, I bet. You're American.
But continue.
Oh, Wayne
Yeah,
Gretzky.
not only.
He's no Guy Lafleur, but he's cool.
He's no Ty Domi.
Oh gosh.
Not only has he's influenced me personally because the man was not particularly big, not particularly athletic, but he has scored more goals from behind the opponent's net than most professional hockey players scored in coming at the goalie in front of the net. That number one. But also, secondly, why I really respect the man is not one scandal. No. He was possibly the biggest athletic star on the planet, certainly in Nordic countries anyway, and not one scandal. Clean Canadian guy, raised on a farm with his dad and mom, old school. And not only that, once he got out of hockey, he's even a great businessman. He has made business moves and strategies with his wife, and he's been a successful businessman as well. So not only for the sports side, but and the clean reputation, but his really quite good business prowess. So yeah, there you go, Wayne Gretzky.
Breaking scored 200 points too.
Breaking news! I found a scandal about him.
No, you didn't.
No.
And his daughter is a smoke show.
I don't have any.
Yeah, the only player to ever have 200 points. That's an amazing feat.
All right, Tom. Since you think you can talk right now, you're up next.
Yeah. A man that I'm gonna go another well-known person that inspired me and somebody I look up to, and I think he would have been a great politician, Mr. Rogers. Ooh. Like, people say what they want, but here's another man I don't think ever had any scandals on him. He was a religious man, but he never pushed it on people. But he would talk. He like, I grew up with him as a kid. I loved that show, and I look at him now as an adult, and like, wow, this man was so kind and loving and caring, and would teach us kids like about how to do things and different things. And like I said, here's another man who stood up for what was right. He was in front of Congress for some reason. I forget what it was about now, but I mean, he again, a good family man, a good person, a good human that would try to teach just to be good. And again, another person I don't think ever had any scandals or anything on him. Never, not once. And to me, he would have been a person that could have been a good leader. I believe really would have been like, just wow. Like, and I admire him to this day. And just, like he was a man that I would want to be like.
Yeah. Vincent. By the way, his daughter is just saying.
And she can handle a stick.
Giggity.
Anyways, Vincent.
I'm gonna give a tip of the hat to this asshole I know, Ranker Steve.
Oh fuck!
Who allows me to go on his show, talk shit to him, and ends the evening with a smile on his face. And Steve, you're fucking awesome. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. Thank you, bro. It means a lot to me. It does.
Hear, hear.
You need a tissue for that one, you need to cry later.
No. Anyways,
you can go now.
All right. You on the show, like, yeah.
You may go.
You're dismissed.
Orty.
Yeah, in keeping with
if you say Wayne Gretzky's daughter, I swear to God.
No. No, I want to talk about Mario Lemieux. No.
Okay.
No, actually, in keeping with the theme of the show, I want to give a tip of the hat to John Hughes, who started his career as writing jokes for like Rodney Dangerfield. Yeah, I'm getting to that.
Okay, do you guys communicate with each other? Because Tom and Robert has nailed this perfectly. I swear to God. Anyways, continue.
So, and then, he got a job writing copy for a cigarette company, and that got him to New York, where he started writing for Lampoon. And during the 80s, he made all of the movies that highlighted adolescence and how to navigate high school life. Yep. Then in the 90s, he moved into more, as these same teenagers grew up and, not the same characters, he made films dealing more with young adult or adult life in itself. He had Uncle Buck and Planes, Trains, Automobiles, Great Outdoors. He had a lot of John Candy. And I think if John Candy hadn't died, he would have made a lot more movies, because it wasn't long after Candy died he stopped making movies.
Yeah.
So, and he was in his first movie with Vacation, and it just kept Candy in either his cameos or his supporting actors or stars in all of his films. But no, John Hughes. I mean, all of us can look at a moment in a John Hughes film and identify it either in our adolescence or in our adult life.
100%.
Jason.
Well, for me, this is gonna.
It's
really
4.
easy. Yeah. No, for me, I want to give it to Tom here, because we became really fast. No, but we became really fast friends, and over such short time, and the stuff that we've bonded over and talked about, and he also inspired me to do more music, and when I read his book, and he inspired me so much there. So I created a new song that we released, and it was all inspired by Tom himself.
Yes.
And that's the book. That's the book.
Hopefully publishing this soon.
Yeah, that's
Coming
the book,
to Amazon stores soon.
But and not just that, he also have inspired me to be more open-minded about certain stuff and realize certain stuff, when we talk or watch something, and so many things like that. And I'm just proud to call him my brother. I'm proud to call him my brother, and just thank you, Tom, for being part of my life and becoming part of the company and part of everything, man. It means the world, man. I'm so happy that I got to meet you, man. So thank you.
Thanks, brother. And I'm an honor working with you, man. So
I just can't get the fact that 2 people pulled out the same shit.
Well, I'm hoping. I'm waiting for a proofread, and then I can get this published. So
it baffles me. I think it's cool, but I'm like, damn, you guys are on point.
And John Hughes, I love this stuff. Yeah.
Okay, for
You're
me,
like, I got a whole library.
my grandpa Bill, one of the things that he taught me growing up to be a man was find something you're good at and build your confidence by understanding that and by understanding your strengths. He fought in World War II. He had successes and failures with businesses. He was one of the first people to figure out how to put cattle on an airplane and fly them to South America and other places. He's part of the reason why they're American type cows in South America. So just those things, that lesson in life of, build your confidence, learn to be confident in something, and it will build confidence in other things in your life.
That's awesome.
Can I just say something in the room?
Yes.
I think a lot of us has mentioned our father before. A lot of us have. Somebody said they don't mention dad. I did, and I think Spider-Man, you did before, and a lot of us have mentioned that previously. So that's why we're just,
Yeah. Did I miss anyone else? Cool.
I don't think so, Biden.
Let's go, Brandon.
Hey, thank you, Harris. I thank you, Harris, very much. Now go find it. No, it's for me. It'd be my first stepdad. He passed away of cancer, and he actually on his deathbed he told me 2 things, and I think I've mentioned this before, and he told me there's 2 things I don't want you to ever forget. Cherish your family and don't stop making people laugh. I didn't get to I knew him when I was like 18, and I didn't get that father figure from him, but from him telling me cherish your family, your loved ones, and don't stop making people laugh. Whether it is making really dumb, stupid tweets on X that make no sense halfway through, you know what? If someone's going to chuckle, I've done my work. And
Feeling seen here, Steve.
What?
I said I'm feeling seen here.
Oh, you feeling seen? And which led me to do stand-up comedy, which is the most nerve-wracking thing I could ever do, and I hate doing stand-up comedy in front of a bunch of people. And that's what resonated with me. And then him doing a speech at my wedding, he actually taught me a lot in the last few months of him being alive, and it taught me what it is to be a man, in the sense of care about who is around you. Don't care about the outside world, because that's going to knock you on your ground. It's what is your family and your close friends. And I count this Man-O-Rama, the guys that come on, as family. You guys are brothers to me, because we talk a lot of random stupid things, and it's just we get to know each other a lot more, and it's a bond that's never going to go away. I care about you guys a lot, and it's just, yeah, and especially you, Taylor Swift, or sorry, Tyler Day. He put in the chat like, hi, yes, we see you. But yeah, it's just, that's what I got it from him, is care about the people who you're close with and make people laugh. I'm not great with words, but if I can make you laugh, goddamn, I've done my job. Yes, I have. On that note, I want to thank everyone who was on this show. Robert, Vincent, Jason, Canadian Spider-Man, Ordy, and Michael Moore. I mean, Tom. That's never going to get old, so just deal with it, Buttercup. Next week, I don't know if there's going to be a Lego build this coming weekend. I know a lot of people have been asking about Men of God. I know Robert's on that show. That's coming back soon. It's just I'm trying to get Lego build and Man-O-Rama get going a little bit more, and then I'll bring back Men of God podcast. That's going to be a fun one. I like that one. That hasn't left, so I know a bunch of people have been asking. It's just trying to find time to do it. Next week is going to be a fun one. So if anyone wants to be on the show for this one, it is Don't Be a Male Feminist. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I had a long conversation with my wife on that one. She's like, please do it. I was like, oh, I'm going to do it.
Yes.
Yeah. So
he said, I'm going to do it as he was doing it.
Yeah.
Like Tex with Kobe Bryant, you can kick and scream all you want. It's just going to happen.
Yeah. So guess what? It's about to happen. So if you know any males who are feminists, please let them know that. Don't even let them know. Just tell them, hey, come check out this fun show with a bunch of guys hanging out. Don't let them tell all.
Be sure to get screenshots of these people so we can present them while we're talking about
post it.
I want to say something people might laugh at. I'm going to say, are you talking old school feminism or new school feminism?
New.
All of them.
New.
Okay, new. Yeah, I was going to say all of the above.
Well, I agree with
new.
Voting is probably.
Because I got some old friends, White Feather. She's amazing.
I don't know.
White
suburban liberal women.
Old school
feminist.
Kind of. She hates the new.
It's only for males. We're gonna roast the men who are feminists because they do one stupid thing, and we'll talk about it next week. Right. On that note, we will be here next week on Tuesday at 7 p.m. Pacific time. Oh. Let people know. Subscribe, like, whatever you want. Donate. I don't care. Whatever you feel comfortable with. Because you know what? We're not here for the numbers or the view, like the biggest views count. We're here for the people who keep watching every week. That's what matters. And if people keep coming in and be like, hey, I want to know what it is to be like a man. And you know what? You never know. Next week, we might actually save a bunch of male feminists and be like, you know what? You guys are right. I don't want to be this anymore. I'm done. I'm going to vote for Trump or vote for anyone else besides Harris because, you know, I'm black. And we're canceled. On that note, I'd like to let the one and only, the only true president.
And we say bye-bye.
All right. I'll see you guys next week. You guys have been fun. I love it.
Bye-bye.